All right, welcome back to business. Let's introduce whatever it is that we want to talk about right now. Now, in the midst of this pandemic, which we are still trying to come to terms with, in the future that is quite unknown, there is a need to make lives easier by providing solutions to problems around us. All right, today we talk to Simon Okoth, the CEO Apkin Solutions, a digital services provider. Simon, let's get into it. You've come up with a dairy app. Talk to us. Why now and how does it operate?
Thank you very much. Let me say that it is not now. The concept has been, as it came earlier, even before the COVID thing.
Yes, yes.
And we have some dairies that we onboarded as early as 2017 into this solution. But we have extremely improved it with response to the current pandemic.
Yes.
And also looking at the market, looking at the farmer, we feel that in between the middle process has been the major beneficiary of the hard work of the farmer.
Yes.
So we are bringing this solution, or we have this solution, to now let the farmer get value for the effort they put.
I see.
The project.
All right.
Yeah.
So could you explain what is it trying to do to the farmer?
The solution we have, we are trying to, the solution completely eliminates manual process between manual process of delivery and processing.
Yes.
Of milk.
Yes.
That is, when the farmer brings milk, there should not be a manual process where someone weighs the milk and writes somewhere.
Right.
This is where we get cases where the weight was 15, but what
10.
is written is 10. Or
yes.
Because there is some collusion, what is written is 20.
Yes.
The weight is 15. And then some people share the proceeds. So the farmer is able to now, the solution during the collection, from the digital scales, you are able to weigh the milk. Then the reading is read directly by an app.
Yes.
From the scale, it reads the scale and prints a receipt without someone typing that amount or writing anywhere.
Yes.
The moment that is submitted, it gets direct into the system, into the database, so that when the collection team comes from the field, when they get to the point where the processing is done, the information about the milk they collected arrives there ahead of them.
Isn't it? So the only thing
they do is to verification. They weigh again to confirm whether
it is
what you collected
true, what has been reflected
is what is not reflected.
Fantastic. So tell me, Simon, what has been the response of this app since 2017 from both ends?
First of all, allow me to say that the response has been mixed.
Yes.
Because in between there are people who have been beneficiaries of the inefficiencies.
I see. Now that's where the mix-up is you're talking about is coming from.
Exactly.
Yes.
Then there is the management and running of the cooperatives and the milk processing plants.
Yes.
And the farmers who are now who collectively are very happy with this kind of solution.
Yes.
And their reception is excellent. Actually, there is somewhere where from the system, their revenue shot by millions per month. A milk processing farm.
Yes.
Yeah, they do process, they do yogurts and the UHT.
Yes.
Yes.
And your app was actually able now to fix some of the inefficiencies in between.
Serious
and all of a sudden, wow.
Actually, the solution we have
yes.
Runs from milk collection to dispatch of the final product.
Yes.
Yeah, so if it is a farm that processes milk, we have that solution runs from collection, reception, the production process.
Yes.
Where they define the bill of qualities. Like if you want to produce yogurt 500 ml, the engineering bit sits down and say it needs this amount of sugar, this amount of food color, this amount of ABCD.
Yes.
And this is defined in the system.
Yes.
Whereby now if there is an order, they receive an order to process, let's say, 1 crate of this. You just say 1 crate and the system already defines that a crate has this number. And that is now what is used to even knock materials from the store.
Yes.
So this completely eliminates inefficiency where there is manual calculation where we need to produce this, what do we do, ABCD. Once the bill of quantities is set up, it can only be manipulated again, changed again when there is need to change,
I see.
which is informed by professionals.
I see. So it sort of affects the whole chain,
The whole
and
chain.
everybody does know that this is
Exactly.
now the new modality that we're working with. So someone talk to me though. I mean, yes, somebody will ask you the question, I mean, why dairy? And do you think that when we talk about agriculture, that we are lacking in that perspective, sort of digitizing our processes?
I always say that, first of all, the fact that my grandmother can fully operate her financials on phone,
Yes.
then she should be able to even receive information on even how to treat animals.
I see that.
Yeah, you need to know if my cow behaves in this way,
Yes.
there should be a first-hand information before I call a professional.
Yes.
So this information exists with us. First of all, we in the solutions we do, we also have an app for the farmer.
Yes.
Apart from the fact that weighing is done and they get a receipt, the farmer, we also have farmers app where they can also look at their own statement. Since the process started, I have supplied this amount of milk to this cooperative or this processing farm for 3 years.
Yes.
I can look at it. The farmer is able to print this on a daily basis. But most importantly, we are working with the local agricultural officers of these cooperatives to come up with a common response or common practices. You know, also we've come to realize that these practices are also specific to a given region.
Yes.
How a farmer in Uasin Gishu is supposed to treat a specific scenario may be different from how a farmer in Meru should treat it. So with the respect of their localities, we also give them now a few things. How do I administer?
I see.
ABCD.
That are sort of environment based. isn't it?
Exactly. So
Yes.
that we are able to digitize this process. We make decisions from an informed position.
Yes.
We don't leave our people to just be people who meet their challenges and start by calling someone else.
Pretty much. So I want to get this perspective. I mean, we have been blamed as a developing economy, and we have a couple of emerging markets within our economy that we do take time to adopt new inventions that are thrown to us in various sectors, especially the smaller businesses. Have you been faced with this challenge where you go in and the majority of what you're doing in your, I would say, your cells is pretty much educating people on exactly what it can do, as opposed to just saying, well, these are the key features, this is exactly what's going to happen, and people come in and adopt it?
You know, first of all, let me answer it by looking at the earlier question of why agriculture.
Yes.
You see, we are trying to push a new narrative. People tend to continue with the conventional way of doing things.
I think we gotta do it like that because it's been working
Because
for
it's
us.
been working like that. But again, this has also been going on
Yes.
because also there is no sensitization at the fact that there can be a better way of doing it.
I see.
So we are in a way pushing a narrative that you can be self-sufficient with technology. Yeah, you only need to have a platform that can give you this information, and you are able to go. So, of course, the reception has been mixed, and this is just a question of information and sensitization.
Yes.
Everyone else is looking for the best.
Yes.
It's about availing it.
Yes.
So we are availing it, and because the majority of the population would want the best,
Yes.
The disgruntled population is negligible. Yeah.
Pretty much. But talk to me therefore. Do you think that the COVID-19 pandemic did happen to you? I would not say at the most opportune moment, therefore, for you to actually try and push this product in the market, because now there is a sort of, I would say, a push from the various sectors of the economy that we move digital. Would you rate it and say, well, during the pandemic, yes, we did see a rise during this time as opposed to when we started in 2017? What has the curve been like?
Yes, the COVID-19 has just communicated the urgency.
Yes.
But the backbone of the information has always been. So, but again, allow me say that COVID has had mixed response too. You find organizations are affected, but acquiring some of these things need finance. So you find it has affected their financial capability to acquire solutions.
Yes.
So in that way, it affects both ends. But the most importantly, it has communicated the urge that first of all, we don't need to stick to the traditional way of doing things. Two, we can do better. Yeah.
All right, pretty much. So paint for me the future of this solution that you're actually introducing in dairy farming. Paint for me a picture of exactly, Simon, what would you like to see for the app in fully operation in the dairy industry in Kenya?
First of all, I envision a case where the farmer gets the right income.
Yes, and is that the stress for your app? That it works for the farmer.
Exactly.
Yes.
Two, the organizations or the cooperatives
Yes.
get the right revenue, because that is the target. When these cooperatives and these organizations get what they should rightfully receive,
Yes.
it will easily empower the population around that place.
Yes.
I know, you see, some, you may not know, but some of these local dairy farms, when you run their payroll in a month, you find the amount they release is in millions that span to even 100 million.
Yes.
In a month.
Yes.
In a locality that barely covers our whole county.
Yes.
Now, if these people can minimize the production cost, almost completely wipe out middlemen and spillages along the way, this is a very big revenue.
Yes.
And therefore, some of these small farms will be able to seriously empower our villages even before you get to the government.
Yes.
But when a lot of revenue gets lost in between, you see, we remain struggling, and then people, as a population, we fail to now appreciate farming as a core value chain in our economic development.
As we clear this conversation this morning, Simon,
Yeah.
paint for me the picture of what the COVID-19 pandemic has done to the need for digital solutions in the country. And you'll be at the right point to actually paint for me that picture. Would you say that now, yes, as we are trying to fight the COVID-19 pandemic, more, and I would like to stress on smaller businesses, I'll be coming to you and asking you, well, you as Upkins, what sort of solution can you give us to this direction? Or are we still saying, let's wait for the COVID-19 pandemic to end, we're coming back next year, just as we've been doing it?
No. Actually, the COVID-19 pandemic has made people realize that they can work, first of all.
Yes.
They don't even need to physically sit somewhere. People can work, and
Yes.
they have worked. And so very many organizations are looking at a case where they can first of all deliver, then secondary, who and where are we delivering from? So the pandemic has brought a lot of urge, and there's a lot of inquiry in terms of how do we digitize this process. And with that, I can give surety that Upkins is up to the task, has been digitizing,
Yes.
is digitizing,
Yes.
and is going to digitize your processes. We have quality solution from the mobile apps, web-based portals, and most importantly, our core solution is Microsoft Dynamics Navision. That is a very well elaborate world standard ERP solution that you can be sure of. We have solutions in the dairy industry, financial sector, that is the SACCOs, microfinance, the banking. We have solutions in the academic sector, the universities, the TVETs, the polytechnics. We have solutions in hospitals. So in terms of availability of solution and growth and digitizing your process, being able to operate anywhere,
Yes.
as long as you are within the planet Earth,
Yes.
the solution exists.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Simon Okoth,
Yes.
thank you very much for joining us this morning on Business AM.
Thank you.
All right, we take a short break here on Business AM, but once we come back, let's look into the various issues that are also taking center stage in the economy, including, as I had mentioned earlier, the reopening of the schools, with the question being, is it possible for us to go back to school in October? What is your feeling? Should they reopen? Should they not reopen? 20146, that's your SMS line. And this morning, we were joined by the CEO, Upkins Solutions Limited, Simon Okoth. Let's take that break. Once we come back, look at those issues.